Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. So, at the beginning of our second video here, at the beginning of turn 31, we are in actual border contact with 4 different players. This is not a great start. By the way, to give you some idea of how the AI is doing right now, this is 5 different red regions we can see. Okay, yeah, this territory is in this region. Yeah, we can see 5 different red regions, so we're behind. We're a lot behind. That's just how things are going to be early on in an endless difficulty game. The AI gets a huge head start. It is the case that the dark blue player has expanded down adjacent to the green player, which is probably worse for green than it is for us, or maybe worse for blue, depending on how this war goes. But these two might end up at each other's throats, which could buy some space for us to get some stuff done. Then we have to... Now we've noticed that, we have to figure out what we want to do for tech. I haven't really decided yet. I'm still thinking Public Granary is a pretty strong play. Central Market is a pretty strong play. We're talking about buildings that cost 250 industries, so a little over 5 turns in both of our cities, or any of the buildings coming from this era. Aquacultural science is pretty okay in Gadanak. We do have 4 river tiles in Gadanak already. Or sorry, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can see the water tile where a river exits is actually also a river tile. You can see it has both the river tag and the plus food from terrain with river. But that's still just flat less food than you get from a granary, which is 15 plus 2 per citizen working food. The other options we have, of course, are military plays. I think at the moment, probably meritocratic promotion is the most important, or is the best military tech to pick up. Alchemical alloys and alchemical armor are both potentially valuable, obviously alloys being much better for actually doing war. There's a thing you can do with alchemical armor where you can, because the titanium trinkets that this unlocks give your heroes the ability to gain the army damage boost trait. You can do this instead of going for armor, instead of going for weapons, and you don't gain nearly as much actual combat effectiveness from it, but it lets you kind of split the difference, and then you get access to the trinkets that allow your governors to produce extra science and extra dust, but only in cities where you're focusing on science and dust, which is probably not a thing you'll be doing in the early game, because obviously food and industry are tremendously important. So I think if we were going to take one, we would definitely go alchemical alloys. Like, being able to actually kill opposing troops is by far the most important thing at this point. We are going to get attacked. It's going to happen. I'm just trying to figure out how much time we have. I'd be more inclined to go for weapons tech over meritocratic promotion if we had more titanium. The fact that the resource we're high on right now is glass steel makes me a little more reluctant to go that way, because the glass steel weapons really are less good than the titanium ones. That said, we are working on some titanium mining, so actually we will end up with more titanium. But I kind of still want, I want to make another economic play first. I think it's going to be food. We have a pretty good industry, industry base, a good foundation of industry, and we can turn that into growth. I think that's the right way to go. Okay, now we got to figure this out. So, there's a couple of problems with this region. First of all, this spot that I'm planning on settling now obviously is a pretty good resource output in terms of food and industry. It does not have great expansion prospects, though. If we try to build out, obviously we would try to build out this way, we're going to find ourselves missing exploitation tiles because of the border and because of the mountain. So like this first tile we're putting down is only going to get 6 exploitation instead of 7. We build another one here, and we end up on another 1 fewer than we would expect. If we build a burrow here so that we're actually leveling up our stuff, we're finding ourselves missing even more tiles. And the tiles down here are not particularly great, except for this one, which is alright. Escape specimens, giving us a little bit more food. Down here, where we were planning on maybe building the Golem camp, this is definitely not a place where we would want to put the city proper. It's very, very poor in food and industry. You can see there's 1 natural food on this tile. There's 3 natural food on this tile, that's not bad, but then a lot of these are actually completely bereft of food, and so this city would have a hard time growing and kind of a hard time building things. It's just not a good, this is a fine tile to expand to, not a good tile to start a city on. I did notice this down here. There are 2 chromatic lands down here. So pretty okay food output, but industry is a problem down here as well. I really, especially for your earliest couple of cities, it's really, really important to settle in a place where the food and the industry is good. You can try doing just one or the other, but you're going to find that city has some trouble growing unless you're producing so much dust that you can rush stuff. But the benefit of coming down here is that we would get access to the water. However, the south coast of the continent is not particularly valuable. You really want to be building, if you're building early ship cities, you want to be building them on the east or the west coast, just due to the way the map generates. At least the way the map generates when you do one continent. We will probably go back to switching that up, so that we don't always have the same world shape. So I'm not sure. I think we're still going to do here. I know that it's a weaker position in the long run, but it's also the only one of these positions that doesn't have a really, really high chance of being removed immediately. Like, this is close enough to Tural that we can actually defend it from Tural. If we put a city down here, and Red decides that they want to take it away from us, they just do that, right? We have to remember, this is very important to remember, when making decisions, we are playing from behind. Considerably behind. Also, I guess it is worth noting that if we tried to build a city down here or down here, our settler would get killed. Our settler is going to have 1 turn in this region. As soon as we step over the border, we're going to get attacked by Red. We will retreat, and then we have to put a city down that turn, or else at the beginning of the next turn, our settler will be killed by this army. So I think that's the plan. Public granary, building a city right here. The city's kind of a stopgap, but honestly, that's what we need. We just need to start establishing a good food and industry base so that we can fight back against the other players. And our ability to gain rate of gain, our ability to accelerate our resource incomes, is much greater than the AI's. That's really what the difference between a player and an AI is. So I think that's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and do this retrofit. We're not going to have enough dust to do anything meaningful anytime soon anyway. And this unit being without its movement talisman is slowing down the whole army. Okay. I don't know why the camera jumped when I hit end turn. If this guy moves away, we might be able to consider running the settler down toward the waterfront. I think this is probably the right play, though. Also, we did finish our second volcano former. These dudes did not break it, and so we get some resources, which is important. These are good. These are actually really valuable. Now the Kapaku need to start finding allies for the coming conflicts, so we must assimilate a minor faction. Well, that is certainly doable. These Kazanji are already injured. Up here we have Gorin that are not actually valuable. This would be ideal. The Gelderis are the way I would really like to go. Well, the Gelderis are the ones who have the best trait for us. I guess the Kazanji are the ones who would be the most useful as actual units, because Gelderis and Gorin are both kind of overlapping in purpose with our Golem Riders. They're actually not attacking us. It is also worth noting that this location gives us 10 approval from the Botanical Garden, which is pretty neat. Also, the Botanical Garden is just pretty neat looking. Let's zoom in and take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this game. Man, like the rivers running through the watchtower foundations, and God, this game looks good. This game is a really strong argument for the importance of art direction over actual technical mastery, right? Like, this game came out several years ago at this point, and it still looks gorgeous because they have a style, and they're doing a style thing instead of just trying to make things look photorealistic. Before we plant this city, though, We just got 15 units of 2 different luxury resources, and when we plant our 3rd city, the cost of using a luxury resource will go up to 20, so we should pop these both now. Get ourselves a bunch of extra approval, and then also a reduction in the upkeep cost of our buildings. And when we place the city, our approval is going to drop a little bit, but I think it will stay in the fervent range. This city is only happy, but our empire as a whole is fervent. We now do have the ability to assimilate Kazanji because there is a pacified Kazanji village in our new region, and I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So that will give us the next step on our faction quest. Remember, for the moment, I think our faction quest is the direction we're planning to win the game in. That's the plan. We got to deal with these Gelderis, though. We can't just have them producing stuff, or producing units and running around the city, or the region terrorizing us. Do I want to just run up there and splat them? I don't think we're gonna... They wanted dyes, right? Yeah, gift 8 dye. There's no way that's happening. I guess we ought to just run up here and fight them. Okay, so we have some pretty decent money coming in right now while we're not paying a huge amount of city upkeep. So it'd be 178 to buy out. We'll probably want to rush this a little bit. Let's get the city online. Mill foundry into seed storage. And I don't know that we're necessarily in a great place militarily, but we at least have enough units to fight back if the other players want to get aggressive with us. Okay, so we've acquired the Shaman's Insight. Stone Sentinels have no military upkeep, a little bit more dust for us. It's possible to get this really quickly. That's super nice, actually. Now, the regions that we're looking for are Tieren and Chadhun. Okay, let's pin that. Okay, one of those regions is in... Or one of those ruins is in a region that's not owned by anybody. So we should probably grab that. Yeah, we gotta take care of this. Oh, there's a roaming army nearby that serves as reinforcements. The good news is the roaming army is in terrible shape. Probably they've been standing in lava. So this should be easy enough to do. What we're going to want to do is, pretty much like last time, just stand back. Let the Gelderis dash themselves against our militia, and then come at them afterward. Fortunately, Stone Sentinels are well equipped to do this thing. They do have Sweep Strike back. That's not going to be relevant here. They're also dark proof. They do not lose movement or movement or vision in the winter, which does give them some serious value if you are thinking about assimilation. I'm trying to think. It doesn't really matter where I put these guys, I guess, because they're going to get to where they want to be. But if they were to both run down here, we only have 3 move. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess I should start you over here. You have 6 move. You're going to be able to get whoever you want to get. Probably should have the hero not attack on the first turn, though. Because if we have the hero attack on the first turn, he's going to run up, attack these guys right here. The other one's just going to focus on him, and all of the rest of our units are going to be in kind of an awkward spot. So you just chill for now. You also probably just chill for now. Like, I want you off the reinforcement space, but... Let's see, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Right here, the hero can't get killed. I'm pretty sure that he'll last stand. But we saw some weird behavior in the last game, where a hero from a garrison that I expected to last stand because the garrison hadn't been destroyed didn't. And we actually don't have the dust to pay off a wounded penalty right now, so let's be cautious with him. I guess I don't need to put you on. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. And then you guys, everybody focus up on the same dude, just make him die. Okay, he went in on the militia, I appreciate that. I should have had them all attack the guy who goes first. That was definitely the right... That would have been the right play. Okay, and then... Unfortunately, there's a pretty good chance that our hero's going to get very seriously mauled here. But... Let's see, you have 28 health, our hero has 40 damage, 100 attack to your 38 defense. This is pretty likely to work. You only have 128 health yourself, though. We might be better off having John just flee. I'm a little nervous about that. Let's try to make sure dudes get dead, but, like, do a good job this time. Man. Our Stone Sentinel dealing 0 damage there actually really hurts. This guy's gonna... Okay, no, he narrowly did not survive the round. If he had survived that round, that would have been a big deal. Okay, so... I'm gonna split off one of these Stone Sentinels and see if I can talk to the other village in the area. I seem to remember that this worked. If you destroyed the village that gave you a quest, you could still get another quest from another village in the region. Might be able to do that. Let's see. Green does not have their borders closed to us at the moment because that is not free. Right? You actually have to spend resources to do that, which they may be reluctant to do. So it could be that we could just run in there and get this, but I'm a little worried about them having an army right here basically watching us. Alright, we got some titanium extraction coming along. I don't really care for this. I wish this guy would go away. I guess there's some chance that light blue will view the fact that they can't see any red armies as an opportunity to attack red. Although, honestly, they can probably see some red armies. I bet it is not the case that that is red's only army. We're just going to step over their border real quickly, apparently. That was the fastest way to do this. See if we can get this ruin down. Here, we are still one turn off of being able to start the public granary. We can rebuild this Gelderus village, though. This is just paying 3 turns of production for a point of population, which is probably not a bad play. Food and food and food and food. Right, is this a thing I can actually do? It is. Give them 10 dye and 10 blood crystals. This is a much worse quest. Well, we're going to have to destroy them too, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a real shame. 10 dye, obviously, is harder to get a hold of than 8 dye. And Blood Crystal is a higher tier strategic, so... An Empire plan coming up. We're going to be fine on that. We can probably rush this now. Take advantage of our extra income here to get this city set up a little bit faster. Oh, let's finish the seed storage, then we'll worry about it. And then we need to think about war, probably. Chemical alloys, I still think probably it's better to go meritocratic promotion. We don't actually have the units to make a larger army right now, I guess. And if we have to build those units anyway. But man, every point of science that we spend on military is bad for our growth in the long term. Like, the core thing of playing from behind in a 4X is figuring out how little defense you can get away with. It's very much about minimizing your defense spending, and that goes for all resources, not just money, and maximizing your economic spending. Getting the ability to make peace treaties early can be really valuable too, because you can actually sometimes talk an AI into peace and they don't break it super fast. Even if they decide that you do need to die, they'll go from peace. Usually they will go from peace to Cold War and then wait a little while and then declare on you. Still pretty torn, I think. The industry techs here are pretty weak, with the exception of the canal locks, which is obviously amazing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty torn here between like trying to go alchemy workshop to get even more science up early, or going for some military stuff. Let's see how much we can get away with. Maybe they'll let us get away with a little bit more. If we get obliterated, it happens. We'll be all right. Sorry, these Kapaku won't be all right, but we, the players, will be fine. What on earth are these guys doing? I have no idea. Okay, yep. The minor faction tribes in Gleka have been destroyed, which is fine. Definitely want to get our public granary going. I think we'll probably leave this guy in this garrison for the moment. We could have him run up here to meet this dude, and we could take out the village with the help of Gadanak's garrison. 2 stone sentinels should be enough. Although it might not be enough to do it without losses. Now, two stone sentinels, a hero, and 2 militia should be able to do that job. And the longer we wait, the harder this is going to get, because they build up more garrison size over time. So why don't we go ahead and do this? We have some centaurs here who are probably going to want to fight, and who I think should lose to us pretty badly, but it's not ideal to have to fight them. Once we have the seed storage up here, what do we want to do? We could go straight into the rest of the resource buildings. We could grab the sewer system. I mean, remember that dust boost, or that wine booster is temporary, right? We have 7 turns left on that, so right as that runs out, we'll get the sewer system finished. That's probably a good idea. Maintaining a nice high level of approval over the Empire is a high value tactic. And then we'll approach this from this side, which hopefully will lead their army not to be right on top of us when we cross the border. We can get it and get out, maybe. Hey, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. And then after we build the approval building, we should probably get that golem camp going, so we can pick up all of this extra science and dust for the Empire. Can we move? Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a second. These guys can't quite make it back. But any other decisions that need to be made? I can't help but notice that there are green dudes in my territory. They'll get cross with us if we close our borders on them, but also they won't be able to sit here and observe how undefended my capital is. Really, we're expected to lose this. Guys don't really do a lot of damage. I suppose they do have a fair amount of health. Well, we'd better not lose it. That would be embarrassing. So in this case, we probably do just play right up on them, right? Yeah, 5 move, range slayer, not particularly good attack or defense, although our attack is also pretty garbage. So I want to spend as much movement as possible. Can I actually make it there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure doesn't look like it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can make it here. Yeah, this is represented as being in movement range, but I'm not sure I see how it's calculating that. Alright, so this boss will run forward and attack one of the sentinels. The other one will help us gang up on this dude. And hopefully we can finish him off with this next attack. Okay. Yeah, I think the balance of power bar there was dramatically underestimating the effectiveness of our hero, especially against cavalry units. Oh, right. We have to fight a thing. Well, the good news is I still have my action point. I was kind of hoping that it would come over here and fight me so that I could save movement. Apparently that will not be happening. We probably didn't need to manual this. So what I actually would like to attack from back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We could even back up one more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll make sure I'm getting the maximum movement in. And also make sure that everybody else can actually get on this thing. Never mind, problem solved. Okay, now we have to go do the other one. Which I think is going to be more of a problem. Well, hopefully green won't close their borders on us. That's part of the reason I don't want to close my borders on them, too, is that I don't want them to feel that they should reciprocate. This is 178, so okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put down this golem camp over here. Food situation's better than I thought it was. Still a little low industry, though. Yeah, 3111. Okay. So we'll put the golem camp there. That would be considerably more expensive to buy out. So yeah, next turn we'll rush the sewer system, probably. Madanav will be set up remarkably quickly. I'm really surprised that these guys haven't done anything. Okay, the museum got built on turn 37. That's some guys. Who are those guys? This is a boss region. Why are there rumblers here? Ursus. Very strange. I guess they're from the adjacent region. I'm not super fond of this. We actually really don't want to fight those guys. I just don't have the health to continue fighting people all the time. I think for right now, as much as I want to get to plus morale, I think for right now, the extra point of movement is super vital. Yeah, I need something like this. We need to do this quickly at the beginning of the turn. So here, we'll put down the dust for that. Yeah, Madanav is already remarkably established. Oh no, this actually will not quite involve the city. And that's still true if I rotate and attack from this side? No, it is not. Okay. From here, we can just barely involve the city garrison. Let's just have Adam. I think we can do this. This sucks. The fact that these two reinforcement slots are so far apart is very bad for us, actually. Well, let's stay together. How do I want to do this? This guy's 4 move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I back up like that, he'll just run over to here. He won't actually be able to attack, and we'll get that other militia guy in. Oh, also, that's right. John Port is not actually one of us, and so lava is bad for him. What a strange problem to have. Well, shoot. That's actually extremely bad. I need to get him out of the lava. I kind of forgot that that was a thing of our units and not a thing of our faction. The units don't take damage from lava. Okay, so he's actually just dead then, right? I'm gonna have him stand still for a turn. Okay, he seems to be able to stand still in lava without taking further damage. So yeah, actually just continue standing still then, if that is the case. I would have thought it was ending his turn in the lava that would have done the damage, but apparently it's moving in it. Okay, so if you guys could rebuild that other Gelderus village, get yourself another point of population. and then give me a granary. The industrial megapole is now available to build. We have the resources to go for that. However, there's a pretty good chance we don't get it. It's kind of a late start to the build, and it would be at least 18 turns. 18 turns in our best city. Yeah, we might have to just skip that and let somebody else build it and then take it from them. Might not really have a choice here. I'm very worried about this situation. Alright, come on, mash this button. Let's see you guys actually get out of there before you get attacked by rumblers, even though you're running right past them. There's some chance of this working. It's not like a huge chance. Oh, they actually let us through. Okay, this is really bad. Hold on, we'll deal with that in a second. Let's get these guys down in this direction. Okay, so this is the worst possible version of this. A green army materializes from the fog and blocks us from movement, and then the minor faction army attacks us instead of them, despite not being in the same region that we're in. Moving into... This is like a weird thing for them to do, to move out of their region, which is a thing that minor factions don't generally do. And then to attack us over the border, instead of attacking into the region they're in. Here's the thing. If we attempt to fight this, we will probably lose. These things actually have pretty okay combat stats. They hit hard. They have stun. I guess they can't stun us because they have 0 initiative, so we'll get to call the shots on this. If we retreat, what's going to happen is one of our sentinels will die, our hero will last stand, and then I think there's a pretty good chance that we just get immediately attacked by this army, which still has its action point. But attacking, actually participating in this battle is definitely us dying, so I guess we're going to try it. Oh, they did not immediately attack us. Okay, that's the plan for next turn, is just run over there and search that ruin. We are in bad shape. We could attack this guy right now and get both of the garrisons in on him, but his units are in pretty good health and have pretty reasonable stats. So we're probably not going to actually be able to beat that army, which would be the value of this attack would be killing him, right? Not the hero, but killing the units. Because the hero, they'll just buy back. They have enough dust to do that, I'm sure. I think we just kind of have to go on here. We should also... No, never mind. I was going to say we should also queue up the Golem Camp for Gadenak, but it's doing stuff right now. Where did we want to put the Golem Camp here? This isn't a bad... This is a pretty good expand as far as food goes. Was there a spot where there were a couple of masked up anomalies that I was thinking about? Over here, there's some heavy science stuff we could grab. This city's still kind of growing, though, and our whole empire still needs to be pretty growth focused. This huge amount of food. Yeah, 20 food, 13 industry. That's got to be the take right there, right? Yeah, I like a lot of the things about that. Okay. Here we go. We had Dust Eclipse in 3 turns. This would be a little bit easier to do if we let that happen first. Gotta get this done before they close their borders on us, though. Search. Okay, we didn't find anything. Wait a second. Search both ruins indicated by a ray of light in... This is this region, right? I'm not getting a nameplate on the city, but this is TRN, right? And then this is... No, this is TRN. And this is Chadun. Make sure you defeat anyone trying to stand in the way. I'm a little worried about this. Seems not to be working. We searched the ruin. There's not another ruin in this region. Maybe this is one of those things where it will... Oh, okay. It produced an army that we couldn't see from this position, I guess. Well, we better go over there and kill him. Next turn, obviously. You are making me so nervous. I'm just going to stand right here, in between these two cities, in position to defend this garrison, but also in position to be ready to fight these guys if these guys declare on us. And I don't really want to close our borders. I want to spend our influence doing other things, like, you know, getting resources. Alright, well, Empire Plan's coming up. Let's try to get this order keyed in as quickly as possible. Because if we can kill these guys right away, that puts us in a great place as far as actually finishing this quest goes. Okay, so what's up? We're getting a message. Yep, you shrink into a more pathetic empire with a weak military. Listen, lady, I'm working on it. We have been warned. So, what warning does is it decreases the influence cost of negative treaties. Basically, she's going to declare war on us, but she doesn't want to pay for it. She doesn't want to pay the full influence cost for declaring war, so she's starting a discount. It takes a little while for that discount to spin up to its full value. So we probably have a few turns before she declares on us, but this is the time to get ready. We're probably going to start building our... Hold on a second. Start building our military units in like 3-ish turns. So if we go for alchemical alloys now, we're talking about the sixth unit we build, starting with these, and then we have to pay retrofit costs on the others. The position we're in now, though, I wonder if we're going to be able to make any value out of meritocratic promotion, because, right, some of these units are not coming back. Yeah, let's go weapons now. We're also, real quick here, going to grab unit cost reduction, probably? A reduction of 33% in the production cost of buildings. So this is a little bit splitting our effectiveness, right? Anytime we're building units, we're not taking advantage of this, and anytime we're building buildings, we're not taking advantage of this. But together, these are pretty powerful. We know we need to build units, but we also probably want to keep building stuff. Another option we have is we could go like this. Assume that we have a lot of units we have to build, so we don't want to make a lot of buildings for the next... It's for the next 20 turns, though. I think we're going to go this way. A lot of building needs to get done. Okay, let's have at this guy. Ordinarily, I'd be a little bit concerned. 2 units in these states of health against full health anything, but these guys are so bad at fighting. Right, the odds that we win this are actually very high. The bad news is we actually can't start with both of our units in position to attack it. I don't really want to have one unit attack it, then the other one attack it next turn. We want to hit it at the same time. So it on its turn is going to move to here, and we're just going to get in positions where we can get to him from there and wait. Let's see, the range on his range attack is 3, actually. So we need to be... Yeah, he's going to be able to move to here. Okay, we're good. So you guys are both going to stay put for a second. Going to heal himself a very small amount. And then what I'm thinking is we can charge here even though he's in a bottleneck, because I think there's a pretty good chance our hero dies in the attack. Oh wait, I didn't take them off hold position. That would be a good idea. Okay, go forth. Go forth and murder. It's a good thing we're fighting a unit that is so incredibly bad. Here, it doesn't really matter whether we last stand our hero or not, because 9 health is not really that different from the 1 health we would have post last stand. I keep moving, and next turn the plan is to just full sprint back into friendly territory. They are definitely winding up for an attack on us. So we got 25 die. Hey, look, we would eventually have gotten the die. Something seems out of place in Lurtan. Okay, well, that's inconvenient, but I guess we'll figure it out. So we could pop that die. We're still fervent right now. I'm going to hold off on it for a second. We got enough die to actually pop it as a booster. I'm going to see where we end up after these drop off. It may be that the 5 approval from this might be enough to take us up an approval tier. Alright, everybody's working on important stuff. I do want to finish this golem camp before we start building our units. Mash the heck out of this button. Looks like we may actually make it out of here with the stone sentinel intact. It's crazy. Uh-oh. The guy's right there? Okay, no, we're good. That's a settler anyway. So it looks like they're planning to take this region, probably. Alright, let's merge back up. Well, now we're at least sort of in a position to threaten. Somebody else has gotten to producing one of each strategic resource. Again, just to give you an idea of how far behind we are, you don't get the ability to do that until you are 8 techs deep, 7 techs deeper than we are right now. Not ideal. Okay, once Gedenek has its granary, we should probably try to build the golem camp here. This would be the best thing before going into military production on this side as well. So 11, 14, 2, 16 is not bad. It's a shame we can't build in the water. Yeah, I think it's probably here to take advantage of the extra science from the ruin. Like, most of these tiles are pretty good. A food and 2 industry is not pretty good. Most of these tiles are fine, I guess is what I mean to say. Basically acceptable tiles. If we were going to try to build the industrial megapole, this would be the time to do it when we have the building cost reduction, but I don't know if we can actually get away with it on this difficulty. We were able to do pretty much whatever we wanted last game. Not necessarily as feasible here. We do have a lot of money, and we're about to make some more, so we'll be able to do the retrofits on our units pretty quickly. This is an attack conflux. 85 dust for us. Oh, hey, that dude woke up. We're actually probably going to have quite a bit more dust than we need here. We might be able to just rush the golem camp and still have enough for retrofitting after searching these ruins. I guess we should maybe wait a little bit on that. Okay, so all of those boosters have ended. We are at 63%. If we were to pop this, it would not change our tier, so I think I'm going to hold on to it for now. We don't have enough die to do 2 boosters, so I don't think it really harms us to wait. Yeah, I think we're fine. Okay. If we had enough die to do 2 boosters, the concern is that delaying the first booster might make it so that we didn't anymore. You know, if we built another city by the time the first booster was over or something. But down here we have an upkeep and health regen conflux. It would be nice to get a health regen conflux. Unfortunately, a lot of them are in kind of awkward places. There's a speed one there. There's a health one there. Okay. Well, we'll run through, grab this, and then try to make it up to those, I think. Here comes all of that beautiful resource income as we actually get these golem camps finished. I'm feeling a lot more secure about our cities once they have an extra 7 tiles of resource income. 130 dust on that one. So let's go for the movement speed one first, right? Some of their units are backing up. I think we can definitely afford to just rush that. And then once we got that done, we're actually in pretty good shape here. We should probably rebuild the Kazanji villages, though. Again, this is just, we're building population here. Okay. So what do we want to do in Tural? We're a little bit short of being able to build an industrial megapole. Probably we just get the alchemy workshop up, right? That's a fair amount of extra science without us having to commit anybody to science. Just completely free resources. Because it kind of looks like Green is maybe reconsidering. They moved that one extra unit out of the region. So I'm going to be gutsy here. We're going to try to get this alchemy workshop done and then start building troops. Okay, so this army now has all 3 of the confluxes. And we've been gaining XP on our units, apparently. Yeah, I think Green's backing off. They might feel that our position has solidified a little bit, or it might just be like they're less annoyed with us because we no longer have units in their territory or something. So now that we have 3 cities with pretty reasonable foundations, or at least that will be the case in a second here. I wonder what our next play should be in terms of aggression. Let's run over here and hit these temple ruins up real fast. I guess while we're artificially sped up, we should try to make a move on the next quest ruin, which we will do from here. Oh, 10 adamantium. Not actually a super useful thing right at this moment. Small amounts of strategics are not really that useful. Once we have that done, probably we should get those geomic labs up, and then alchemy workshop. I'm going to try to have Gadanak and Madanev still continue developing as cities while we use the capital to build military units. That's the hope. I guess small amounts of strategic resources are useful for us because we can volcano form with them. Are we completely boxed in? No, there's still... We can still take Tiran, which has spices. We actually have a luxury here. And we have a spot here where we're adjacent to 3 anomalies. So I might want to break a unit off of this army and have him run down this way to start a volcano former. That's probably a good idea. We can probably get away without it bringing everything into the quest ruin area. Oh, hey, I forgot all about that. 15 free influence. I'll take it. A dearth of dust. Overexploitation has unbalanced the cycle. Not quite breaking the bank for us, fortunately. And in fact, this is going to help us go right back over. That doesn't update in real time, but we should be slightly positive now. So I'm going to have you run down here. No? Are we not? Hey, you, separate from that army. Get your ass over here. Grab this ruin and then go and drop a volcano former, and hopefully we can actually get this. Wolfbane the Shepherd. Okay, a pretty good staff. Not really super relevant to us right now. We're going to have to... Yeah, this guy's at full health. He can afford to retreat once. So what we actually need next from Madanav probably is a settler. And I think we're close enough to it that we probably don't need to update the settler design to have a movement trinket. We can afford to not pay the extra cost. But we do need to upgrade our other units for actual war. So first of all, armor upgrades. Secondly, we need that tier 2 movement because you guys are still slowing that army down. And then probably just big titanium greatswords, right? Range Slayer versus... Infantry Slayer is actually pretty relevant against the Ardent Mages. This would be 9 turns. Should we go for it? We could grab, like, this is the obvious direction of expansion, but we probably wouldn't want to do that with the Wonder, because the thing we put here isn't going to be easy to upgrade to level 4. We'd have to build on these 3 tiles, and then also this one's a little awkward. We should probably, I'm afraid that if I go for this, we'll get killed. That's where I'm at right now. We should probably actually produce some more units. Trying to be too cute here. Yeah, let's go ahead and pay the retrofit cost. 14 movement. Okay, let's hope there's not a Roving Clans army sitting right here. They do have units in their garrison. There's an army right there. Wait, what was the quest conditions? Search the ruins is the quest conditions. Nope, this is the manual labor ruin. Hold on. It's that one. Okay, that's my bad. Little small error there. Sorry, guys. Later. We also get to search it for the eclipse, and we found ourselves the 37. Pretty good hand crossbow. 3 Harmonites is a little bit more dangerous. Harmonite have higher defense and are just generally more dangerous. But the good news is, oh, we haven't naturally searched this ruin yet either. That was pretty cool. I'm a little worried about us losing units on that one. Should we attack or should we back off, grab another unit or 2, and come back for this? Our hero is at full health. Oh, our hero's gear is probably not in very good shape, though. You know, we're fast enough. We could run out, refit, and then come back for these guys. We might even be able to lure them back over, like, toward Madanev, where we could help. We could have the garrison help us. So now the question is, do I want to also get alchemical armor? Because we can make our military units really good. No, I should probably get meritocratic promotion first. At some point here, we hope, we will actually have enough units to make a 6-unit army. Alright, so we're going to mash this button, try to get both of our armies where they're going quickly. Okay, we need to make ourselves a... Here, we can make it out of glass steel. Make ourselves a volcano former and volcano form this up. 823.20. Not super great food, but 23 starting industry is pretty good. And yeah, they're coming straight for us, so we can just wait here for them. Let's get you real armor and stuff. Shoes, real shoes. He doesn't actually need improved movement. He's already faster than the army is. Or actually, with them having improved movement too, and him having 0, he has the same movement they do. Improved vision and sharp sense is not going to be relevant in this battle against these guys. I think we'll go with the Great Hammer. This is going to be exactly all of our titanium. But our titanium mining's pretty fast. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be alright. If we attacked right now, we would get the city garrison. We should probably just get this resolved, right? So these guys have 37 initiative. The guys in the militia have 20. So the thing about Harmonite is that they are slow, but they hit really hard. 41 attack into 44 damage. It's unusually high for a minor faction. If we waited one more turn, this guy still wouldn't get down here in time, because he doesn't have the movement conflux. I guess there's no sense in not going for this now. I think the other thing we could do is we could try to run up this way, lead them to Tural, where we have a little bit more stuff going on, and then he'd be able to join in. Yeah, okay, let's do it that way. Plus, I'm going to grab this, and then we'll run that way. Oh, we discovered the Dish of Canuck. Well, I mean, here's something we can do with a small amount of adamantium. And then you should actually probably just get back over here, right? Yeah, these guys are slow enough that we can... what we can do here is run over here, grab this ruin, and then still run up that way, and we'll be fine. Does everybody have good orders? You have the settler coming out, which will probably work. You're making sentinels. Yeah, okay. I think we're in a good spot here. We're in a good spot as far as this quest army goes, and we're producing actual valuable military units. So it's unlikely that another player will be able to totally roll over us in the next few turns. Obviously, we're still in a dangerous position because we're still massively behind, but that's just gonna be that way. But we're even doing a good job on that, I think. Okay, 85 dust for us. Apparently there's a ruin down here that I never bothered to pick up. Defeat this avenging army to get 25 emeralds. Man, really? Right now? Right now is when this has to happen? Somebody else got into Era 4. I'm a little worried about that. The industrial megapole has been built. Yep, so Era 4 happened. All of our stuff's going on. Can we see who it was that got it? It was the Ardent Mages. Hold on. I'll be right there. Darn. I was hoping that they had built it in this city without me noticing, because that would have made it easy to take, right? Oh, hey now, that's a different player. Okay. So this was Ardent Mage territory, wasn't it? No, this was blue. So the Broken Lords lost a piece of territory to whoever this player is. Well, the AI are content to distract each other, which is really, really good for us. Okay, we should be able to burn down some basic centaurs really quickly here. We actually have gear now. So... how do I want to run this? You guys are going to move 5 spaces. We probably don't want the hero to run forward initially, for the same reason as the last couple of times. Don't want all the enemies to group up on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we all started like back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So yeah, this guy gets to run forward. Oh, he doesn't even have charge. I was going to say we're denying him the ability to use charge on us here, but I guess he doesn't have it, so it doesn't matter. Now these guys do have free counter. They get to counter once for free, and then they still have their attack left, which means they can attack and also counter, or counter and also attack, or counter and also counter. So we're going to get beat up a little bit. You should definitely chill for a turn. Let them come in. Man, we're fast. Okay, you are no longer in defense mode. Get murdering. Everybody focus up and get murdering. Was that necessary? I guess it turned out not to matter because we really do have a lot of movement. But that guy could have caused a real problem for us there by blocking the last space adjacent to this dude. Or to this guy, rather. Okay. So yeah, easily done. We got our 25 emeralds. Emeralds give the same +5 approval as all the first tier luxuries and also give fortification. Relevant. Worth having in our back pocket here. So we're going to have to come up here and actually fight off a siege, which is not how I saw this going. But I am first going to grab some ruins, because we're playing greedy here. We're just going to keep playing greedy. Get all those ruins. Okay, this isn't something I have to care about right away. Okay, back to our territory. My primary concern was getting out of their territory quickly, so that they didn't have time to respond by attacking us. So what did we find? We found 20 grass silk. 70 dust and 45 science, and the quest for the Shard of Akariel. You have to search the temple ruins with a strong infantry hero of level 4 at least. The Shard of Akariel is a really great sword, but also a pretty distant concern. Now, we've kept out our movement. We definitely want to get up to this morale bonus. Alright, so we'll have at them next turn. You guys should run down here and try to be in range to join up. It's a shame they're not a little bit further north. I don't think we're going to be able to get Tural's garrison involved from here. We're making great progress, though, on our faction quest. And next turn we'll have the titanium to retrofit this last stone sentinel up to the 3rd design, which will be very helpful. We're going to lose all of our confluxes, though. That's a shame. Oh, well. Okay, so these guys are just going to have to come in as reinforcements. We don't have the ability to make them, to get them actually into the army, right? Yeah, they end up a little bit short. Well, they should come over here anyway. Be close. Oh, never mind. The attack was launched. Is there anything else we need to do this turn before that happens? Not really. Gadanak needs to keep producing things, so we've got all of our basic stuff done. That's weird. It's weird that that outline is a light blue. Like, I get wanting to distinguish it from the city itself, but it probably should not be the outline color of another player who is in the game. Because that is why I panicked a little bit there. I was like, what? What is happening? So, if we're going to expand, how do we want to expand this city? We grab another water tile, build over here and grab another river. I mean, we probably don't want to build into the edge of the area. The city just has kind of awkward expansion. Its initial tile was pretty good. This isn't terrible. Maybe I do just want to build another military unit. This will mean we can't retrofit that one unit that's in the hero's army, but that's probably okay. As the other option is we could build another settler with the intention of also taking this region. Green will probably have some feelings about that, but Green also probably has some feelings about this. Like, they may be busy. That's, That's an interesting choice. You know what? That's the kind of choice we're going to end the episode with. So, let's do this. Let's move this quest forward. Okay, our upgraded sentinels should be more than a match for these guys. Alright, so we're going to attack them. We don't want them to attack us. We want to, They do have sweep strike back, which you have to be a little wary of. And how do we want to do this? Because I don't want them to hit me. I think this starting position is fine. So the city garrison doesn't get to come in as reinforcements because the city's under siege. Although this is obviously in a case like this situation is obviously one where they should get to come in because the army that's sieging them is the one we're fighting. They could, you know, come out the gates of the village and help us here. So I think what we want to do, we want to prevent them from hitting us so that they don't get to use their beam, which allows their attack to spill over in a straight line. So probably what we want to do is something like, you run over here and clap that guy. You hit him. Trying to figure out a way to make the sweep strike back not painful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, apparently I can get to here. You help with that. You... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you'll be able to hit him. You'll be able to hit him. So that lets us focus 3 people on one of the Harmonites while still giving us control over the battle. Alright, 114. Good start. Oh, wow. I was unprepared for the 136. Also, why did you run over to here before attacking him, thus making his sweep strike back have to hit you? Or have to hit more people? It seems like a very bad play. Alright, here again, I'm just trying to minimize the amount of sweep strike back we take. Okay, there wasn't really a lot we could do about that. But that's another step in our faction quest. We've got our Coney School of Elite Riders, which we must now build. So we're going to have to get to 20 Palladian. When we do that, we'll get Blood Crystal. Hey, look at that. We would eventually have been able to fulfill that Gelderus quest. So we need Palladian, which unfortunately we can't even see right now. We need to finish up this this part of the tech wheel. We have to get into Era 3 before we can even see the thing that we have to mine here. So, I'm glad that I took the Alchemy Workshop, I guess. We have Meritocratic Promotion. Do I actually want to just get Alchemical Armor as well? We have better strategic resource gathering than most factions do because the volcanic regions tend to have multiple deposits each. So we could just have each of our troops, each of our units be vastly superior to each of the enemy units and fight them on quality rather than quantity. I usually do it the other way, but maybe this is the way to go this time. Yeah, you know what? I think that might be the play. And then we need to queue up 3 more things. Okay, well, Imperial Highways is always good to have. And then, like, Golem Riders. I do want to get Golem Riders. You guys are pretty powerful. And the other food tech? Fish farms? That's probably wrong. It's probably Central Market. Now, it is worth noting, this is the first era where you have access to a reasonable influence building, and if you want to have good empire plans, it is nice to be able to build Glory of Empire in each of your cities. Now, this said, is this the right order for these things? Probably not, right? Like, this should probably be at the end. And honestly, Imperial Highways is maybe behind Central Market. So let's do, like, that. Because we're okay for right now with the Stone Sentinels. We're looking at probably like 20 turns of research there, unless we can get our numbers up, though. Which means that somewhere it is time to Husbandry Center, Center for Mineralogy. Right, like that stuff has to get done. So right now we have 4 units. Move you here and get that. Why are there demons running around in my territory? Both of these things are ours. Well, we'll have to come down there and fight them. Shouldn't be a problem now. I guess I'm not really in a hurry to retrofit this last guy. He is slowing down the army very slightly, but it's probably better that we get to 6 units. Right, so that's 5 and 6. And then we'll figure out more stuff after that. But I want to actually be able to have a 6-unit army in here for maximal defensive capability. And then I think from here, we just have to keep an eye on the political situation. I do wish it wasn't evolving directly attached to all the parts of my border, but this is maybe survivable, at least. So, with that, I think that is where we are going to end it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see which of our neighbors falls upon us, and whether that immediately kills me. And we'll see you then.